Hey, so I'm in the garage again. I realize I'm making gross face. This is take two because during take one, I had to suck all the phlegm and snot up my nose and sinuses. It was not a sound you want to hear recorded. What are you doing, eyebrow? Get back, get back. There we go. Okay, what are we doing? I'm in the garage, and I'm in the garage for two reasons. One of them is so that I can be loud, and the sun's coming up, and it's pretty. And number two, I smell really bad right now. And it's not just because of just exercise, because I've been exercising for about 3 weeks, 5 times a week, pretty solid now. Maybe more, maybe like golly. I mean, I've been doing this, man. It's awesome. Yes. All right, cool. But anyway, like, how long have we been quarantined? Like, it's been like 3 days, right? Thank you, Pink Straw. So anyway, I'm in the garage and I smell bad. Now, here's the reason why I smell bad now. Our fitness group started a challenge, which it's got a silly name. Don't worry about the name, but it's mostly about like cleaning up your eating and working out. The stuff they say that you should do to get into shape. And so I mean, the eating is very regimented. It's very controlled. It's a lot of food, honestly, but it's like good, clean food too. And see, the thing is, when you only eat clean food, it starts to clean out your system. And what I mean by that is it takes like the toxic building materials we have from like all the Cheetos that taste so good, and it starts like evicting them. And it turns out that as good as Cheetos taste, when your body starts sweating out the byproducts of Cheetos or whatever processed materials you've been eating, it causes a smell to come out of you that is splendiferously awful. And so I have been smelling bad. More, I know you guys really want to know about this. Like, sweet, cool. You want to talk about how cows eat too? Because about 6 months ago at a meeting, we were talking about how to study the Bible. Like, you digest it the way that cows digest grass, which is not going to go into it. So in any way, I'm talking about this because I don't know when this quarantine is over. I don't know when we get to go back to something where we get to be around people more and we get to form relationships in person with more than just our family more. I mean, like, the texting is nice and everything, but it's just not in person. It's not the way it was meant to be. We were meant to form our relationships in person together. And we were meant to worship together, like together in the same place together. This whole like doing it online thing, it's nice, especially if you can't leave your house. But we're meant to do this thing together. But dude, during this time, we have been learning some other things. I don't know about you, but I have been learning some things about myself, and I have been learning things about myself that needed to change. And they weren't things that were like, oh, I'm going to die tomorrow if I don't change this. It was just like, wow, I got some cleaner habits that I'm starting to form here. Relationally, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. And it's one of those things where it's like, wow, okay, but your body's going to go through the same, your soul is going to go through the same process your body does when you start purging the old toxic habits. And it's like, there are going to be some moments in time that you just stink to be around. And it's partially because your body, your soul, your being slightly longs for things to be the way that they used to be, for the things as they were. Your body your soul is asking for spiritual Cheetos again. It's asking for cheap relationships. It's asking for conversations that mostly just gravitate around the Cowboys and the weather, unless you're from Philadelphia, and then just don't talk about football. There's parts of our relationships that need to be formed around stronger stuff. And I mean, we don't have football to talk about anymore, except for how much we miss it. We don't have much of anything to talk about anymore, except for how much we miss it. And either we're spending these months whining about not having what we want, or we're having this time discovering little things that we do like. And maybe what we need to do is we need to write down a list of things that we have utterly enjoyed during this time. And make sure that when the quarantines, the stay-at-homes, the safer-at-homes, the don't leave your house stuff is lifted, we keep them. And I'm going to be wearing a mask in public for a while, up until high-risk category gets to be a little bit more at ease that everything's going to be okay. I'm going to miss smiling at people with my face. I mean, like, these bits work on a smile. The crinkly bits on the sides of my eyes smile pretty good, all that stuff. But it's amazing what you take for granted. So, in any case, there are little things that are going to become huge that we've built up while we're here. That if we take them out there, it can be world changing. But there's going to be a period of time when our bodies are longing for the Cheetos that we used to eat, and our souls are going to be longing for the relational snack food that we used to have. I mean, shoot, man, all you got to do is read the book of Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, and see how much whining the people did in the desert about how great they had it in Egypt as slaves, as opposed to being free. If we live right now like we're free right now, if we live right now like we're meant to be where we are right now, as opposed to being treated unjustly, and if we live right now as though we are building the building blocks for our future right now, then it's possible that we won't feel trapped, but we'll actually feel like we're right where we're supposed to be. I will miss all of the time I have with my family right now, especially and even the times when we just frustrate the fire out of each other. I will miss it, and I do fight for that time, but I will fight twice as hard now, because I get to see right now when they get stuff in class. I get to see it when my children get stuff at school. I get to have conversations with my wife about things that frustrate her at work, or like victories that she has at work, and she gets to be the person that I go running to when I want to just tear what's remaining of my hair out, and she's right there when we have breakthroughs, and those are worth fighting to keep something of, even if the fighting to keep it stinks just a little bit. So I'm gonna go shower because I love my family and I don't need to social distance from them. But if I see you somewhere out and about in the next couple of weeks here, you might want to give me that good social distance, not because health, but because you don't want your nose to run away from your face screaming.